Hey everyone, it's your girl Grace Hemenway. Today I have a very special guest here with me. At age 13, my guest today won the USA National Cadet Division for kata and became the first female of color to represent the USA for kata in the national team. She also became the first female of Indian lineage to win a medal in the WKF Youth League. Apart from karate, my guest is in the honor program in her high school with an A plus GPA and will be graduating at age 16. My guest loves medicine and hopes to be a neurologist. She also loves swimming, biking, loves to be in nature, and loves music.
Hi everyone, I'm Sierra from Sierra Karate.
Tell us more about yourself, Sierra.
I'm a karate athlete from New York. I'm 14 years old. I'm a member of the USA Junior National Karate Team, and I've been doing competitive karate for 11 years.
Oh, wow. So, why did you choose karate over any other sports?
My parents put me in karate when I was 3 years old because I was a really active kid. I was running all over the house. I loved to run, jump, and kick. My parents did put me in softball at the time, but I don't think I really had a liking to that. I tried karate one day and I begged my parents to take me back every single day. And from there, I loved the sport and I fell in love.
Oh, wow. Me for karate, I just fell in love at first sight because I love to punch and hit my brother. How important is supplementary training and conditioning for you? For example, like running, heavyweight lifting.
Um, it's really important to me. As an elite athlete, I really value supplementary training. I have a personal physical conditioning coach who creates my programs and she tailors them specific to my karate needs. Some athletes use resistant bands or weight bands, but I love weightlifting and I love speed enhancement trainings, and even more I love HIIT trainings, high interval intensity training.
Hmm, interesting. For me, I kind of just run on a treadmill, a lot of machinery, or just like lift some weights or something, or just practice kata by itself. If you had like a time machine, was able to tell your younger self something, I guess, something encouraging for your younger self, and that might improve you now, what would you say?
Knowing myself, if I were to go back, I would probably tell my younger self everything that's happened in my life. But more specifically, I just tell my younger self to have fun. Have fun with the whole journey and not to rush things. I've been doing competition karate for so long, and I've just noticed that it's sometimes best just take things slowly and enjoy the moment and enjoy the competition and
Hmm,
the training.
nice. For me, I kind of just like, for me, I would say, you got this. Just go out there and show them your best self because you have to show your best self out there no matter what happens.
100%.
So, tell us about your strict diet. For me, before a competition, I eat like just regular fast food or just chicken nuggets, anything. I can literally eat anything unless I don't like it. How do you eat before a competition?
I'm gluten free, so I don't really eat much gluten, and I have to stay away from that prior to competition. Um, I have a really bad reaction to it. It in fact impacts my training. I drink protein shakes, and I have that every morning and every night, and it helps with my recovery time. And a week or a few weeks before the competition, I just eat a lot of protein. Um, just a lot of chicken. I don't eat beef or pork, but I just eat a lot of chicken, and I eat gluten-free pasta. But it's good. It's really good.
Hmm. What training advice would you give to those who would like to start a training program?
So the advice that I would give is you don't need a dojo. You can train anywhere and everywhere. You could train in your room, you could train in front of a mirror, you could train in your bathroom. Um, I think the best thing is you know where to adapt to your environment. That if you have a goal, you're not going to stop until you reach that goal. You can train anywhere and you can put in all the work just to achieve that.
Hmm. Can you share a story about any of your favorite events? I'd love to hear some.
I have two ones that I could probably choose between. I think it was last year I tried out for the 14-15 division at US National Championships. I was 13 and I did it for fun. I said to my dad, "Hey dad, can you put me in this division? I just want to try it out." And we actually registered the day before I competed, and I went and I won first place, which was really shocking because I competed against girls who were 2 years older than me, and I won a spot to my first world championships, which is another story of how I went to my first world championships at when I just turned 14.
Tell us about that.
So it was really mind blowing. You're 14 years old. I just turned 14 like a week before we left, and I was like, wow. You walk in and you just see thousands of athletes who are just in that same spot as you, that they've been working their whole life just for that same opportunity as you. And although I didn't medal at Worlds, I learned so many stuff and met a lot of friends and I made friends. I got to learn other athletes, their conditions of training. I got to watch some good kata and good kumite matches as well.
How do you structure your personal training? Like, what's your schedule for karate during the week?
I'm a freshman. I go to school every morning. I go to school from 7 in the morning and I come home from 2. As soon as I come back, I do homework for about an hour and a half. And then I have training. Depending on the day, sometimes I train with my coach. She lives in Dominican Republic, so I train through Zoom. I have teammates also, and sometimes when we do team trainings, I have 2 to 3 hours of practice. And on the days that I have my coach privately, I could do anywhere from 1 hour to 2 hours. More towards a competition, I increase my hours of training and I increase the intensity of my training. It's really hard to balance it sometimes, but I work it out in the end.
Hmm. What do you see as the most important attribute of superior karate competitor?
So I mentioned that I have done competitive karate for 11 years, and I think something that I have a liking to in a superior karate athlete is someone who is better than me or at the same level as me, and they help push me to really achieve like my A game, and they push me to work harder on the tatami and in my home dojo, which this is right here actually. So I think that having someone who's at the same level as you or higher, it motivates me to keep pushing and achieving my goals because I'm not going to stop until I achieve.
What countries have you been able to travel to other than, I guess, the United States?
I've been to a lot of countries. I went to Istanbul, which is in Turkey. I went to Konya for my first World Championships, which is also in Turkey. I went to Venice, Italy. I went to Acapulco, Mexico. I went to Dominican Republic, which is where my teammates and my coach live. I have been to Puerto Rico, and I've been to Dubai.
Oh wow. Wow. Me, I stay in the US. I stay I don't move a lot. What is your favorite quote and why is it your favorite quote?
Um, hmm, that's a really good question. Um, I don't know who it was by, but I remember my dad tells me that because my dad's always there, one of my supporters, and he always tells me things to motivate me all the time. And I think it was, if you see it, you can believe it, and if you dream it, you can believe it. And it's kind of motivating me to to achieve my goals in karate and on the tatami and off the tatami. And I always remember that one quote before I compete.
Hmm. How has it been to become an athlete and help people around the world, like giving away 50 free katakis, like a karate keys? How do you like tell us about it? How do you keep it together and progress?
So during the pandemic, one of my friends' dad passed away, and I noticed at the same time that a lot of people were being impacted by COVID-19. And, it was a really hard time for everyone. People were dying, um, dojos were closing, kids weren't able to go to schools. And more or less, I noticed the karate community was getting impacted a lot. So what I decided to do was I talked to many different brands and I told them my idea of what if I work with my money and I buy some gears and I host free international karate seminars, which I did for anyone accessed all over the world. And I actually hired hired three world champions and actually no, three world champions for the first set of it, and I in total did six world champions, and I paid for them. But I let access for any other athlete in the world who wanted to train. They decided to DM me, and they got the link. They could train in their home. They could listen to the motivation, and they could get inspired because I knew it was a time when people didn't get a chance to train and they weren't able to see their coaches in person. And it's just that feeling where like it makes me feel good inside that I was able to help a lot of athletes during this time of need because I feel like a lot of karate stuff is taken for granted and I just wanted to give back to the community in general.
Amazing. For me, I'd like to thank you for donating $100 to help the kids in Pakistan for the fundraiser. We all really appreciate it
Welcome.
with all the supplies that you gave and helped them with. Um, what is one way you define leadership?
Um, so leadership has a bunch of different meanings, but I'm gonna just tie this one to a more select in karate. I have a home dojo. I don't really have teammates or I don't have like a team that I train with every day and I could just go to a dojo. So I have my sensei who I train with on Zoom. She lives in Dominican Republic, and when she gives us assigns, like we get homework, which doesn't sound that good, but it helps a lot when you're training. And she assigns these things, and she takes it upon us as karate athletes and elite kata athletes to train on our own and take it upon ourselves and have integrity to train. And I think that has to do a lot with the leadership role of being an individual and completing those tasks because we have to believe in her. We have to trust that she knows what she's doing as a leader and teaches us. But at the same time, we're learning to be we're learning individuality by training on our own, correcting our own mistakes, so we can go back on the mat and do our best performance.
Interesting. What is one way that you're helping your community, I guess, make your community better?
That's a really good question, actually. So I think I impacted the community a lot with my Just Imagine, which was when I donated the karate gis to the people of need, and I did the karate seminars. But besides that, I became the first person of color to win a WKF medal at a youth league, and I kind of go around inspiring people and. I like to motivate, especially young girls who are people of color, that you shouldn't be put down at the thought that you can't achieve these goals. Like, look at me, I don't have a dojo. I come from a home dojo and I'm representing Team USA. I became the first girl of color personally of color of kata, and because there's a bunch of other girls in the team or people in the team who are people of color that made the team, but more specifically in kata, first brown girl to make the team and represent and win a WKF medal. So I like to motivate people by telling them that because it's not something that's very common.
What is your next upcoming event that you're going to?
I'm actually leaving this week for US Open and JIC.
Ooh, the Las Vegas tournament?
Yep, the Las Vegas tournament.
Ooh, hope you do well.
Thank you.
What is karate for you? Self-defense, like a traditional, or it's just sport?
I think karate is a way of life. I think karate teaches everyone something. I mean, for me, when I'm stressed out or anything, I can always turn to karate. And I think karate for me personally is a way that I can feel relieved in my day, or karate teaches me a lot of things. And I think it impacts the community in general. It teaches and specifically kids who are starting respect. It teaches them individuality and it teaches them how to like defend themselves, obviously. But I think it can impact a person differently. But for me, karate is a way of life and it's kind of my home.
Hmm, interesting. For me, in karate, I kind of just do it, one, for fun, and then two, because like it's something I'm able to do and not, I guess, get tired of sometimes. So after competitions, if you lose, how do you like take it? For me, I get very angry, but I soak it in and just go with the flow. How do you take it?
Um, for me, it depends how I perform. My coach always tells me if you perform very badly and you don't get your best results, you can always take that and you can learn from that mistakes in the future. But sometimes she says if you do your best performance and you give it your all, but you still don't get that results, you should be happy because it's not at the end of the day and the results. Like obviously you want to do well, but if you correct the mistakes you've been making, and if you feel like you gave out 100% on this tummy, that's all that matters at the end of the day. For me, when I lose, I kind of see it as a learning opportunity, and it allows me to think that I just need to get back more to Tommy, work harder, and I'll get it next time.
Hmm. What are some key resources that have helped you along your karate journey?
Hmm. Um, I think Hirota, and that's my brand that I'm sponsored by. It's my karate gi. Um, Amazing gi. I love the fit. I love the feel. Obviously, besides that, my coach, obviously, she's been there for me, and she always supports me. She helps me achieve my goals. Also, my teammates in the United States and also out of them, they're always giving me support and team trainings, and more specifically, my parents and my family. I couldn't have done it without them and my followers. Um, I my followers are amazing, and I couldn't have done it without them. And my puppy. I'm not gonna hurt my dog.
Where can viewers contact you or just ask for moral support or advice?
Shout to me through my Instagram or my Facebook, obviously. So I feel like everybody knows me as Sierra Karate. If anybody wants to, I mean, if they see me at competitions, I feel like a lot of people get a little intimidated. They DM me a lot and say, "Oh, I saw you at this competition. I didn't say hi to you." I just feel like my followers should know that if you see me, you say hi. If I look like I'm busy, I'm really not. I'm free to talk conversation, any advice, or if you just want to talk, say hi. Shoot for it.
Hmm. So now let's go to your hometown. What is your favorite hometown restaurant and what do you order there?
Ooh, okay. I have this favorite restaurant where in my hometown it's called Tenga. It's a really good sushi place.
Ooh.
I love sushi. Sushi is my favorite food. Um, you could literally throw me anywhere in the world, and the first place I'll ask my dad to take me is for sushi. Obviously, I don't eat it the week of a competition because of the whole food poisoning, sick food
Hmm.
thing. But if I could choose anywhere, I'd do just sushi.
Yum. Me personally, I do not like sushi, but I have to learn to accept that I know how to eat sushi, except I can't eat the chopsticks. The chopsticks are very hard for me. So, if you had a superpower, what would it be and why would you want that superpower?
Um, That's a really good question. I think I actually had this conversation with my friend the other day. I think it would be telekinesis. Just
Ooh,
the ability to move anything with your mind, or with your hands. I just think it's really cool. And it reminds me of Stranger Things, which love the show. It's really good show. And I just think if I could choose power, it's telekinesis.
hmm. What in karate, in your karate journey, or just regularly in life, what is something you're curious about?
Hmm. Always in karate, I'm always curious about what I can do to take myself to the next level and what I can do to keep pushing myself to be better. Because like at one level, like if you're at the same time winning and every time you're winning and winning, you always want to like get something where you're to the next level and always keep improving. So I think that's one thing that I'm always curious about. How can I keep improving?
Hmm. What's a common myth? Uh, what's a common myth about you?
Um, I've heard it from actually a lot of my followers that I'm kind of look mean. And it's because it's kind of when I go to competitions, I'm always standing with my dad and I always just stand there like this.
Hmm.
I kind of, again, it looks a little intimidating because I'm always looking down or I'm just always quiet standing there. So they always think I'm shy or they always think I look a little mean. So they don't want to come up to me. So I think the most common myth is that I'm really mean, but I swear I'm not at all.
Oh, well, everyone that's watching, you heard it from her. She's not mean. She's just quiet, waiting for things to go by and ready for her to win. Why karate and not like, I guess, basketball or tennis or softball?
No, I'm really short. I'm just gonna say that one out there. I didn't really choose like a lot of sports because my whole family's short, and I feel like ever since I was a child, my parents have said this a lot. I was really energetic as a kid. Like they couldn't keep me still for a minute. So when they tried me with some sports, like when I did softball, I was not. I would roll on the front, ground all over. I could not even stay still to play the sport. So they're like, okay, let's put her in karate, see how it works. And actually, my dad pushed me for karate, and ever since then, I said, I'm not doing another sport. I'm gonna do this. And I used to beg my dad to take me to karate lessons.
Do you remember your first time at your competition or your first time in a dojo, setting foot in a dojo?
So I do actually remember my first time at a competition. I think I was 4, if I remember it. I have a really good memory, actually. It was a dojo competition. Like our dojo was hosting it. I won. I got first in kata, and
Ooh.
I think that's where it actually like it's that kind of actually started for me. But for my first competition outside of the dojo, I did kata and kumite. I lost kumite, but I actually won kata, and I have a picture of my first competition right here.
Oh, wow.
But I think from then, ever since I first started competing, I just fell in love with it. I love stepping foot into tatami, and I just love doing my best and having fun.
Hmm. What are three of your natural strengths?
If we're talking about karate, I think one of my natural strengths is speed. That's one of my strengths that a lot of people know me for being very sharp and speed. I think it's my power also. Um, Very like explosive, and a lot of people don't actually like wouldn't expect that from me because I'm really short person and I'm very timid. Like I'm not really timid, but I'm very shy around some people. So when they just see me get stuff on this tummy, they don't really expect it. So I think that's one of my strengths that I just go out there and I can win a crowd. It's kind of my parents say I'm very dramatic sometimes, but I think it actually helps me in my kata because I'm able to have emotions in it.
So, have you ever done kumite or sparring?
Oh, I knew that question was coming somehow. A lot of my followers and a lot of people don't know this. I actually did do kumite. I recently quit kumite, kind of 2 years ago, but a lot of people don't know it. I actually liked kumite more than kata,
Oh,
and I was kind of a Kumite girl, but I always had a place in my heart for Kana. When COVID came, I quit Kumite because my old dojo was 2 hours away, and making the commute every day from school to there, it was a lot. And I would come home at late hours. I'd come home at like 11. I had to do my homework and go to school the next day. It was a lot. But I ever since I stopped Kumite, there's always been a place in my heart for Kata. I just think I was able to chase after kata a little bit more and actually like endure like a kata and actually figure out like wow, this is actually like fun.
tell us about the European competitors and the Japan competitors.
um so I've noticed a lot about the European athletes and the Asian athletes. They're very tall. I'm gonna say that one. Every time I go to like for instance a youth league or even when I went to world championships, um And there was a photo actually that my dad took of me being the shortest out of my whole division. There was just a bunch of girls who were like 6 feet tall, 5 foot, and I'm just there at the very short, and you can see everyone up, and you just see me all the way down here. So that's one thing that they're very tall athletes, and they're very powerful. They're very good competitors, though. That's the one thing I think that's different about competitors in the U.S. than Europe and Asia. They're very powerful, very sharp, very clean in their performance.
Hmm. What are the benefits of cultivating a growth mindset for you?
What I think is not talked about a lot of karate is your mental health in general. I think it's kind of 50-50. If you train 100% every single day, and when you get them to tell me you're not mentally prepared, it's not going to come out. Like you're kata, you're going to be nervous. I mean, it's normal to be nervous for everyone. I even get nervous, and I've been to over 130 competitions my whole life. But I just think it's what I do to help myself is I like to meditate. I just calm my mind for a few minutes, and it has an effect on me that I can just go out there and I'm not nervous, and I can just bring on my A game.
Hmm. Nice. How do you define growth mindset and like mental attitude?
Um, Personally, that having a growth mindset and an attitude is you're very open to adaptations. Like you're not an introvert, extrovert, which I think is very important to have in karate in general or any sports. When there's you're put in a situation, you need to know how to adapt to it, and you need to, or even when you're given a correction, the idea of not dwelling over something and fighting back and accepting it and accepting the criticism and growing from that.
Out of the blue, what is your favorite sports team?
My whole family is Yankees fans for baseball.
Oh, wow. What brings you joy in life other than karate?
My dog. My dog. I have a puppy. I got her recently in August, and I'm my favorite thing.
Ooh, what's her name? His or her name?
Her name is Leanna. She's a mini golden doodle, which is a golden retriever mixed with a poodle. She's like this tiny,
What?
but she's full of sass. And I think she's having her nap right now upstairs. But I bought her after national championships last year, and I've fallen in love with her and dogs in general.
Aw. What is something or some things you're grateful for in life, in your karate journey, and in general?
I'm grateful for my family being always supportive of me. I couldn't have done it without their support, and my dad always takes me to all the competitions that I go to. I couldn't have done it without him believing in me. Also for my coach, she trains me all these long hours. My coaches, I have a few coaches that are on my team: physical conditioning, nutrition, and also karate. And they always help work and target my needs in karate and always push me to be the best. And obviously my followers, I'm grateful for my followers, all their support and making my karate journey amazing.
What is one piece of advice you could give to someone or some people who want to be in that competitive level in karate, or I mean, in any kind of competitive level and do what you're doing?
I think the most important thing is having a growth mindset, and also being like having that mentality that if you have a goal, you're not going to stop until you get that. You're going to keep working hard. Like the whole road to it is not going to be easy, but there's going to be such good results in the end if you just keep working hard and just keep pushing.
Thank you, Sierra, for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Miss Sierra today, guys. Hope you all have a great day. To the moon. Bye.